There was once a tree in the forest that did not look green or alive. It looked as if it had been struck by lightning many times. Bear had sharpened his claws on the tree and broken many branches. Caterpillars began to eat away at the few leaves the tree had left. Most everyone in the forest thought this tree was dead. They were wrong, because deep down inside, this tree was alive. It didn't know how to grow because it had been hit by lightning and badly burned. It had been clawed and chewed, and the shock of all that pain left the tree believing that it did not know how to grow or live. One day, Deer came along and began to nibble on the few remaining leaves. "Ouch!" yelled the tree. "I'm sorry," said Deer. "I thought you were dead or dying." "I'm not dead. I'm not even sick," said the tree. "Well, if you're not dead or sick, why do you look so awful?" "I've been hurt so many times that I don't know how to get leaves. I don't know how to look alive. I've lost the knowledge of how to grow." Deer decided to help. She asked small birds to eat the caterpillars. She asked Eagle to talk to Lightning and get him to leave the tree alone. She talked to Bear and asked him to sharpen his claws elsewhere. Deer also asked Bear to carry dead salmon to the base of tree so it could draw nutrient from the bodies. Deer made sure that the tree got all the sunshine and water it needed. In a very short time, Tree discovered that it did know how to grow, and in time it began to look beautiful and full and green like other trees. The community had helped Tree, so Tree decided to provide gifts in return. It grew branches down close to the ground and made a den for Deer to raise her young. The tree provided places for small birds to build their nests. Tree provided shade over the streams to provide salmon a cool place for their redds. And Tree provided a tall perch for Eagle. Together, Tree and all his friends grew well and strong. Stories have been used to communicate ideas, teach, and entertain since humans first learned to speak. We make meaning of our lives through stories. On a more psychological level, stories, through the use of symbol and metaphor, speak to the unconscious mind. It is in this area that therapeutic stories are used. Through the stories, victims of trauma can find a voice to express their fear and hurt and the sense of powerlessness. Stories can be used to heal and empower an individual and help them learn to live forward beyond the trauma. Once the story is shared, healing can begin, and a new perspective on life can be realized, and hope can be restored.
Tachia is located in Bellingham, Washington in the Pacific Northwest and was founded in 2005. We are a Native nonprofit that offers support services to Natives with disparities. A byproduct of our HIV testing initiative has been reports of abuse by approximately 90% of the female clients that we have tested. And of those female clients claiming abuse, over half of those were abused as children. In organizational discussions, we were compelled to do something about this problem as our staff and associates are actual victims of abuse and or witnesses to abuse in their immediate families. Chachi ultimately believes that our children represent our future. It is vitally important that we keep our children healthy and safe. In the past 8 years, we have found that most effective way we can bring about change in our communities is through our children. Healthy children grow up to be healthy adults.
It is our intent to give voice to those who are unable or unwilling to speak out against sexual abuse in communities locally, statewide, nationally, and globally. According to national statistics, 1 out of every 3 women are sexually abused in their lifetime. Half of those women were abused before they reached the age of 15, and some were as young as 5 years old. In 2013, Native girls as young as 11 years old are getting pregnant. 1 out of every 5 men have suffered the same abuse, and typically before the age of 13. Sexual abuse of boys appears to be common, underreported, underrecognized, and undertreated. This is a problem of global proportion. The power of storytelling gives those abused a voice, provides healing, and begins breaking the cycle of abuse. Our Native Children's Storytelling Project can best be described as an educational tool to bring awareness of child abuse to the global community using Native children's stories with a parabolic theme or parable. Boxes of Light is a 3-phase project. In Phase 1, we will produce DVD 1, which will bring awareness about abuse and highlight very vital issues throughout the storytelling process, utilizing a parabolic theme. In Phase 2, we will produce DVD 2, a proactive tool to be utilized in conjunction with DVD 1, which will educate and introduce prevention tactics to our educators, public service providers, law enforcement, and health providers concerning the abuse of children and what action needs to be addressed and utilized to put a stop to this abuse. This will include discussion topics on legislative issues and how to change ineffective laws. Phase 3, we will create an intergenerational storytelling theater troupe that will tour different communities, both locally and abroad, to promote this very important learning tool.
Your generous donation will be used by us to develop and produce our Native Children's Storytelling Project. Every donation, no matter the amount, will be utilized to create and distribute the learning tools of this extremely important project. All actual artwork and animation for this project is still in the stage of development. The artwork and imagery utilized in this presentation is there for your benefit. The work we do for our community and those communities abroad is vital and speaks toward the protection of all children and ending the cycle of abuse. It is time we serve the needs of our children and ensure their future as boxes of light.